go!
On this episode of Bondi Vet,
Oh, it's quite a big defect.
a gaping wound puts Audrey's surgical skills to the test.
I'm hoping that I don't have to amputate one of her toes.
So basically, you're my last hope.
It's no pressure.
No pressure.
Can Chris and the team at SASH give this little battler a future?
If I don't do anything, he'll just be very sick. It'll be time for him not to be with us any longer.
I'm afraid the x-rays didn't give us the news that we wanted.
And a risky surgery on this gardener's best friend takes an unexpected turn.
Unfortunately, I can't see how I'm going to fix this surgically.
Come on, there's your girl.
Hi, Darren.
Hi, how are you, Maureen?
Well, how is Tuan in the backpack?
Yeah, in my backpack.
All right, let's get you in and have a look at that paw.
Sure.
In Sydney, Darren has brought 4-year-old Persian cat Tuan to Audrey, desperate for her help.
How's she been going?
So that's the paw?
Ooh, okay. And she's licking it?
Yes, she is.
She's licking it.
So that's why I have to put the cone
The
in.
cone, okay.
Yeah.
So she's been living with a cone for 6 months? Darren comes to me with a really long history about Tuan. What started off as a small ulcer on the bottom of her foot ended up being a big gaping hole. He's done a lot. He's gone to a few vets, had imaging done, had a biopsy done, and there's really no reason why this wound won't heal.
Finally, Darren has come to Audrey, hoping surgery can fix the persistent wound.
It's in such a mobile area, so every time she's walking, it's almost stretching, so it can't heal. And I feel like if we don't close it, it's going to be a constant battle to keep it free from infection. I'm really worried in terms of skin closure. When you're looking at a foot or a limb, there's really not much skin to play with at all. And I'm hoping that I don't have to amputate one of her toes in order to get enough skin to close up. So do you know what caused the initial injury there? Did it look like a bite or a...
I think she just licked it.
She just licked it and then it's just
Yeah,
got to
because
this
I
point?
did the x-ray, I did the ultrasound, I tried everything, but there's no foreign body inside.
Yeah. You've done really well to do 6 months and it's infection-free.
Yeah.
You're really lucky Dad's very clean, hey?
I have her since she was 1 year old. As long as money can buy health, I will spend it on her, whatever it costs. She's my family. She's not a cat, she's my daughter.
We'll take her into surgery. I'll give it a really good clean and then we'll figure out a flap closure. Hopefully, no more open wound, hey?
No more chronic wounds.
Yeah, she is a sweetheart. Tuan's a pretty chilled girl. She's actually one of the best cat patients I've seen in a long time. So I want to get in there and close this thing down so that Darren and Tuan can continue a normal life. And I'll give you a call as soon as she's up in recovery.
Yeah, sure.
We'll go from there. Want to say bye to Dad? And we're going to go to a little journey out the back. All right, Darren, I'll be in touch soon.
Darren has put his faith in Audrey after one of her colleagues told him about her desperate fight to save wildlife during recent bushfires.
He's actually come as a referral from one of my own vets at Aussie Mobile Vet, Dr. Rainbow, and she's been really worried that we'll have to amputate a toe in order to close it down. Hi Rainbow, look what I've got. Being involved in the Australian bushfires and dealing with a lot of burns, especially on feet and toes and kangaroos, I've learnt a few surgical techniques that we can do to hopefully close down wounds so that they heal quickly. She's such a good girl. Chill. Oh, look at the face.
Vet Rainbow will help Audrey find a surgical solution for the fluffy 4-year-old.
If you want to have a look at her paw, so it's between this digit and this digit. It's a tricky area. I think it's going to be a 2-person job. We're going to fix your foot. Her tongue. It's just sticking out. So we draw up some sketches of Tuan's paw and we come up with a few ideas. What do you think about a rotational flap like that? Rotate it in to cover this part and then we can grab some of the skin at the top of the foot and close down.
Yeah.
They've come up with a plan they hope will cover the open wound without having to amputate any of Tuan's toes.
You ready? Such a delicate area. It's not just the toes, it's in between the toes. All right, you ready to go to sleep? So I've got all hands on deck today for surgery. I've got Bree, my nurse, prepping and monitoring the anaesthetic, and I've got Dr. Rainbow scrubbed in with me to help me hold the paw, because doing surgery on a paw and keeping the toes nice and straight, it really is a two-person job.
I can touch the blue, right?
Yep, blue sterile. I start off by really examining the wound. There's a few areas where there's dead skin, so I go ahead and I remove some of that. I'm going to suture the clean edges with lots of fresh blood. So this is probably one of the smallest bores I've done, but we have done younger than this. It's microsurgery, isn't it? So what I'm trying to do here is close up that big gaping wound, but it's a bit of a trick to find enough skin to close it, and also to close it without any tension, because it's a foot, so she's going to be putting a lot of weight on it. Hopefully we don't have to remove a toe, so this one's going to be a bit tricky, Rainbow. I'm trying to get the right angle. You can pull it towards you, Rainbow.
A bit more?
Yep, a bit more. And bring it across, and then pull the skin from here to close. I was thinking we had to take off that toe and use the skin to close, which obviously last resort.
It's interesting to see the method. In my first thought, I was thinking we need amputation. Didn't think about this method.
Okay. So I'm pretty happy it's closed, and then also we haven't made it tighter in any way, so she can still spread her toes. I'm really pleased with how it's looking. There's a lot of stretch there, so it's good news for everyone because Tuan gets to keep her toes. All right, we're gonna laser it, which is one of Rainbow's favorite treatments. And what laser does is bring blood and healing factors to the area so that we know that the surgical wound is gonna heal nice.
There we go.
Does your tongue ever go back in? Yeah.
With surgery successfully completed, it's time to reunite Tuan with her loving but anxious owner, Darren.
Yeah, she is. She's a girl. She is an absolute angel. Honestly, one of the best cat patients. Take her out, give Daddy a cuddle. So I'm really positive with everything. I think it's going to heal well as long as we protect it. No reason why it shouldn't. You want to go back in there?
Yeah, somewhere to save.
Yeah. So if you want to make sure, especially once the bandage comes off, that you stick a collar on. Yeah. You keep doing what you're doing, which is a good job.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I'm so happy because we tried many other things before. She's still alive, she's still good. So I'm already super happy already. Thank you.
We'll see you soon. All right, Tuan, bye.
Bye.
See ya. Darren is super happy. I can just see the big sense of relief on his face. Hoping that this is the end of this 6-month-long journey of this open wound at the bottom of her foot. So I'm hopeful that they're gonna have a happy life, full of toes and no wounds.
2 weeks later, Tuan's foot has now fully healed, and she's loving her playtime with Dad Darren.
What are you looking?
I'm on my way up to Newcastle to see the family, but before I get up there, I really wanted to make a special stop off. I got a letter from a girl called Jess who's got a dog who's not even 2 years old yet, called Boris. He's had some really serious troubles. She sounds pretty desperate, so I'm really hoping I can help out in some way.
Good guy. We're getting to know each other, are we? Huh?
Boris was born with a cleft palate, a genetic deformity which leaves a dangerous hole between the roof of the mouth and the softer palate behind it.
Is it true? Are you a tough guy? You've had to be a tough guy, haven't you?
Puppies born with this affliction are normally euthanased immediately. That's exactly what would have happened to Boris if vet nurse Jess Warby hadn't stepped in.
It was quite stressful. A lot of us didn't know if he would survive. We had to put a tube into his stomach every 2 hours to inject milk to feed him, and it was touch and go.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay. He would have had quite a few infections, I'd imagine, along the way.
He gets them quite regularly.
Just from the food pushing up into his nasal cavity and carrying bugs.
In his short life, Boris has endured 7 operations.
He's had ear cartilage harvested to try and fix the hole. That didn't work. He's had a plate fashioned, like holes drilled in his gums, and that also didn't work.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If I don't do anything, he will get to the point where he'll just be very sick, and yeah, it'll be time for him not to be with us any longer, which is really scary for me. Good boy. Good boy.
Chris will now arrange for Jess and Boris to meet with surgeon Andrew Marchevsky at SASH.
So basically, you're my last hope.
It's no pressure.
No pressure. No pressure at all. Very excited, aren't you? Yes.
Jess has arrived at SASH to find out Boris's fate.
One way or the other, I'm going to know which way it's going to go. So, scared in case it's not good news. He's my life.
Surgeon Andrew Marchevsky and dental expert Nadine Fiani are the team in charge of Boris's future.
Wow, it's quite the hole.
3D scans show Boris's condition is much worse than anybody expected.
He's got a loss of bone basically from his nose all the way down to the back of his throat, but it's actually probably about twice the size of the actual hole that we can see. We're going to have to be creative and radical to try and get this closed. We've got to give it a red hot go.
In all honesty, I think what we could do is actually extract these teeth, so we might have to stage the procedure.
It will be the first time this groundbreaking surgery has ever been attempted in Australia.
What we'll do is extract these teeth,
Take these out.
Take them out. Take them right out. Once that all heals, it'll allow us to have an extra centimetre of tissue that we can close up with, and a centimetre goes a really long way in the mouth.
Well, I think we can do something.
You do? Really?
Yeah. It's not going to be easy,
Okay.
and it's going to take a while, and
Okay.
it's not going to be one procedure.
Okay.
I think we can do it.
You think you...
I think we can do it.
Well, that was more than I was expecting to hear.
I've got to tread very carefully with this because Jess has come here with high hopes and low expectations, and I don't want to give a false hope. It's nice to get an opportunity to get something as bad as this sorted, so.
You say that now. You don't know what you're getting into. Thank you so much.
All right, Jess.
Thank you.
This is his last chance. If we can't do this now, it's not going to get done. So it's going to be tough.
Had a call from Jess and it's great news. She is going to go ahead with Boris's surgery. It's a big decision. They just need to raise so much money. And that's why I'm heading up to see them again today. They've got their local doggy day out on and I'm hoping I can lend a hand with some of the fundraising. Should be fun.
It's in money for Boris to have an operation. Yep. They're $1 each or $65.
In New South Wales Hunter Valley, Jess is hard at work selling raffle tickets.
How are you?
Hey, Boris, it's a big day, buddy. It's a big fundraising day. We're raising plenty of money with kisses. Is that what you're doing? Is that how you're doing it, is it? Huh?
Hopefully everyone understands it's for him and he can stay with me forever then, instead of just a short time.
Who wants to buy a raffle ticket? Yep. I'm already going here.
$1 each or $6 or $5? Yeah, I'll get you some change.
I'd like to donate $20.
Yeah, oh, good on you. Thank you.
For a kiss.
For a kiss. Who gets the kiss? Is it... Do I get the kiss or you? There you go. Easiest $20 I ever made. Or Boris ever made.
Happy birthday, Boris!
Happy birthday, Boris.
There's another reason to celebrate today. It's Boris's 2nd birthday.
Hip hip. Hip hip.
And right now, he has no idea what lies ahead.
Look at him go!
It's been a massive challenge for Jess to bring up a dog like Boris. But to now try to raise money, this has been one hell of a mountain to climb for her. She's doing well so far, but it's not over yet. Yes, and I will eat more cake. That's enough, Boris.
Hi, Jess. How are you?
Hi, Boris. Hi, Uncle Boy.
The day has finally arrived for the first of Boris's radical operations.
I'm a little bit scared to get my hopes up too high and get my heart broken again. Okay, you be good boy.
All right, Jess, you be brave too.
Thank you.
All right, come on, Boris.
Bye.
Good boy. Oh, I'm happy to leave. Yeah, come on.
If today's surgery doesn't work, Boris is on limited time.
What we're seeing is the tip of the iceberg. The actual real hole is probably twice that size because there's no bone underneath this, which there should be.
Dental surgeon Nadine Fiani is heading the revolutionary operation.
We are going to take the teeth away in order to give ourselves as much tissue to be able to close that hole off. And at the moment, it's really the teeth that are standing in our way to reach all that lovely, lovely, healthy tissue in the cheeks.
But his teeth are perfectly healthy, and so they're in there rock solid. And it's not just one tooth, there's 9 or 10 we're going to have to take out like this.
In this case, a little bit of muscle does help.
Boris's smile may never be the same, but he's been left with enough teeth to be able to eat normally.
Oh my God. Right, it came. Bone is intact. Okay, so that was the last one. I am absolutely thrilled with how everything went today. There were definitely difficult extractions, but I think we got everything out and we managed to conserve as much bone as possible. And that's the most important thing because that's going to be our scaffold next time.
Basically, we've done half the job now. The really important part's what we've got to do in a few weeks' time, and that's actually close the hole. Up you go. Which puts a bit of pressure on because it's not fixed yet. I'm sure Jess knows this is her last crack at it, and it's Boris's last crack at it as well.
Papa!
Hi, Boris.
Hello!
Say hello to your mum. Come on. Here you come.
Oh, Papa! Yeah, a month to wait. Means one more procedure. One more.
Fingers crossed.
If this fails, we're done. You know, we can't do anything else.
Oh, good boy. You're pretty keen.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you
No,
again.
this should be the last time.
I hope so. No offence.
It's 3 weeks since Boris had 10 teeth removed in readiness for today's final and most important surgery.
Last night in bed, I might have had a few little dark thoughts about the what if and if something goes wrong, but we've fought too hard and he's fought his whole life, so he's here against all odds.
Come on, buddy.
Bye, Bubba. No, you need to go.
You gotta go, buddy. Come on.
Be good.
Come on, Boris.
Be
Come
good.
on. Come on.
This is the last chance to fix the dangerous hole in his mouth.
The tricky thing about today is that it's not like 95% of the work has been done and we're almost there. This is the hardest operation, the trickiest operation, and the operation that's probably most prone to failure.
Yeah, Nadine kept it quite quiet, but this hasn't been done very often. Did you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm quite nervous about it.
Boris has had so many different operations and so many different people along the way trying to help him out, but the situation has now become so desperate. We're having to do an operation that's never been done in Australia before, and it's only the second time in the world.
And just undermined all that tissue so we can then just flip it across and just go over the hole there. And then we'll be able to suture that to the bone on this side, and then we'll suture another flap of tissue over the top of that.
The surgery is slow and painstaking. After a marathon 4 hours, it's finally complete.
Righto.
Awesome.
We're done.
Well done, guys. I was going to say, I have my doubts, but it's, in terms of how it would look, but it's...
Ye of little faith,
It
Dr.
actually,
Brown.
it looks very good. Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
You know you were hoping for a good result?
Yeah?
You just got it.
Oh my God, are you serious? How good of a result? Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah. He's gone really well.
Really?
Yeah, really
There
well.
was plenty of tissue?
Yep.
Oh my God.
It's taken a lot of work from a lot of people to get to this moment, but honestly, the only thanks any of us needed was to see Jess's face.
Oh, I can't believe it's all done. It's all done, it's all over, and it's good. Oh, Papa! Oh, Tuan! Oh, you look sore.
He looks tired, doesn't he?
Oh.
You just can't forget it's been such a long and a really tough journey to get to this point. And even though Jess wasn't in that surgery today, it was her that fixed Boris. She saw something in him from the start that was worth saving. She wouldn't take no for an answer, and today, she got a reward.
2 months later, Boris is fully recovered and the ordeal is finally over for Jess.
I think he's better looking now. Now he's got the fangers out, it makes him look tougher. I know. It's done, he's fixed. Now we can just relax and just enjoy life.
In Isleworth, an unlikely friendship has blossomed between a local gardener and a rescued parakeet.
I saw this thing fall out of a tree next to me, and it literally landed, not that far away from me. But I knew there were cats and foxes in the garden, so I just picked her up and then I plonked her on my shoulder. And ever since then, we've just sort of been together.
Luan immediately gave the little parakeet a name.
As soon as I saw her, I just thought Pablo, without even knowing if she was a male or female. But from day one, I felt very affectionate towards her, and she seems to show a lot of affection back to me.
The two are now inseparable, and while Luan has given the bird a safe home, Pablo has given his rescuer a new life.
Last year, I've been dealing with a lot of anxiety,
So how's Pablo doing today?
and since I met Pablo, it's given me that extra confidence to meet people and go out, socialise again.
Does she have a favourite shoulder?
She does, and it's this one. I can't really think of life without her now, even though it's only been 3 weeks. It sounds crazy. Oh, yeah.
But today, a worried Luan is taking Pablo to Scott's Richmond practice. His new friend has a noticeable problem with her right leg.
I knew from day one that there was something up with her because she wasn't flying around and, she wasn't behaving like the other birds. And yeah, I just want to see if she gets better.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Not bad.
How's Pablo sleeping?
Vet Joe will be looking after
do
the
you wanna bring her
exotic patient
through?
today.
Do you want to come through?
Sure.
Some people will see parakeets as a pest. She's not an indigenous native species to the UK, but in her case, she is a pet to Luan, and they obviously have a very close relationship.
She still uses her leg, but she
Yeah.
doesn't really...
She doesn't grip
Grab
very
it,
well,
no.
does she? So I'm just checking whether she's actually able to use the foot to perch. She's obviously using the left leg a bit more.
Yeah, since I found her, she's been like this.
Pablo needs an X-ray, so Joe can find out exactly what the little bird's injuries are.
She might have a fracture there, and infections can get into the joint. To get good views, we need her to stay still, so we'll just give her a little bit of anaesthetic gas.
Okay. I'm remaining hopeful and optimistic, but yeah, I'm worried.
Okay, so if you want to wait for a little bit, and then I'll update you shortly when I've got some X-rays.
Okay.
Okay. Go on then.
So I'm guessing she's friendly.
Yeah, she's very friendly.
I think you turn into the exotics vet now. You don't often get birds here.
At the Richmond Hill surgery, Joe and nurse Nathan are about to X-ray Pablo the parakeet's injured leg.
Well, I'm worried there might be a fracture there. We'll have a look at the X-rays and have a look, but it's definitely that hop joint that's a bit swollen and why she's holding up the leg. Okay, we're looking a little bit sleepy. Lights. X-rays. Nath,
Yeah?
I think it's a very bad fracture. Could just see the fracture there.
Wow.
So this isn't good news for Pablo, and it's definitely not what I was hoping to find. I thought that it would be a smaller fracture lower down where the bones were probably starting to heal, perhaps, but no, this is a big fracture, so it's a lot more serious than I thought.
Joe now has to tell Pablo's owner Luan the bad news.
How is she?
She recovered from the anaesthetic really well, really quickly. But I'm afraid the x-rays didn't give us the news that we wanted. Right. The fracture's quite high up. Surgery is an option. She's healthy, she's good weight, she's eating, and so, you know, her chances are reasonable, but bird anaesthetic is really risky.
I thought it was going to be very straightforward. I thought she might need some medicine or even some physio. And no, it's very disappointing. I have to give it some thought, but I probably will go ahead with the surgery.
Okay.
Although Luan is nervous about the surgery, Pablo has quickly become his best friend,
Very soon,
and he'll do anything to
brilliant.
help her.
I want to give her the best fighting chance. She sort of turned up at the right time. She's helped me with an awful lot, and now it's my time to help her. Here we are, Pabs.
Next day, Luan is bringing back Pablo the parakeet for an operation to fix the bird's
Not bad.
badly
You okay?
fractured leg.
How's Pablo?
She's all right. She's here to see Scott and Joe.
Yeah, do you want to have a seat? They'll be right with you.
It was a clear choice to go ahead with the operation, but today's going to be a real difficult day.
Hi, Luan.
Hiya.
This is Scott.
Hi, Luan. How are you? Nice to meet you. Hello, Pablo. Aren't you gorgeous? All right, well, it's a big day, so let's go in and have a chat, shall we? Come on in. When Joe first showed me the x-rays, it was very clear that this was a fracture that needed to be fixed. There's two sharp ends of the femur, which is the thigh bone in the upper part of the leg, and they were broken in half and folded over. It's a pretty nasty break in this right leg, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
I'm upset to hear that, she's got such a serious fracture, but, I want to do the best for her, so go ahead with the operation.
Okay. The main concerns for us is the anaesthetic. But the problem we have with her is that she is going to need to be under anaesthetic for quite a while, for maybe anything up to an hour.
Yeah.
And that is always risky in birds. So we are quite concerned about that. And then, of course, she's a young bird. And as a result, her bones aren't fully calcified and as hard as they should be. Mm-hmm. And so that will mean that there's chances that whilst placing a pin, they may fracture.
Literally in the last 3 weeks, we've bonded so much and so quickly, and the fact that there's such a risk that I might lose her, it's been difficult. Good luck, Pablo.
We will give you a call as soon as she has woken up.
Thank you very much.
Take care, we'll see you in a bit.
See ya. Bye. I'm expecting the worst, but I'm hoping for the best.
I hear she's not doing so good on one of those pins.
Yeah, so the right leg has got a fracture, and that's what we're all here for today.
Head nurse Emma is teaming up again with Scott, and vet Joe will also be assisting.
Okay.
We know there's risks, and I know that we all are nervous. I mean, I'm feeling nervous. I know that you guys are as well.
Yeah.
But all we can do is just do our very best. So we're breathing there, fine. So you can see the small light breaths there, okay? So now every 15 seconds, you're breathing, right?
Yeah. Every second the tiny patient is under anaesthetic will be critical.
Birds are very delicate little creatures. They're very prone to stress. And under anaesthetic, they can just simply die. So it is a very nerve-wracking thing to knock a bird out under anaesthetic, and we need to make sure that we're all on our A game today. There we go, so knee there. I'm just feeling the fracture site properly for the first time. She's just so stiff. This fracture feels a lot different to what it looks like on X-ray. The muscles are so tight here that they've actually pulled this fracture underneath its knee. So it's like having a tip joint in its knee in the same position, which is clearly not correct.
Scott is now seriously rethinking his surgery plan.
Unfortunately, I can't see how I'm going to fix this surgically, because to do so, I basically have to refracture the leg.
Is amputation an option?
I don't think we need to. The reason I don't think we need to is because she can feel her leg. She can feel her leg, she can place her foot, she can hold the toes around my finger. So I'm feeling now that actually we should pull out and we should allow her to wake up, because I think that the fracture has healed, however badly, and I think that, you know, Luan loves this bird and I don't want to be the one that breaks his heart. Hello, sweetheart. This doesn't happen very often. I'm just about to operate and then I make the decision not to operate. But as a vet, you do have to balance the risks of a procedure versus the potential benefits, and also remind yourself that just because you can perform a procedure, it doesn't mean that you should. And I know that I'm making the right decision in this case. Welcome back.
I think she's hungry.
She's like, get off my leg. I wanted to have a perfect leg, but hey. It seems from the examination that we've done today that Pablo isn't in any pain. There isn't any chance that those sharp edges of the fracture site could cause any further damage. The healing's been done. It's not perfect by any means, but it's perfect enough. Hey.
Here we go.
Oh, how'd it go?
Well, it was eventful. Your bird has something we're going to newly describe as a fifle, which is basically a very odd leg, knee, thigh joint.
So it's just a fused callus, so it'll always be deformed and she'll always have that kind of claw-like perch. But she can still perch and she's not in pain.
And is that not risk of infection or anything like that?
No, because the fracture is on the inside. The slightly sharp bit of the fracture that we can feel is on the inside of her knee. So it's protected from anything on the outside.
And it's great that we've been able to give it back to you in one piece. And that's exactly what we wanted to do. And we know that we've gone through the process to try and give her the best treatment we can. And actually, it turns out by doing nothing is the best treatment we can give her.
I really wasn't expecting a happy outcome, if I'm honest. I mean, I know I said I was remaining hopeful and so on, but just the chance of her not making it, I'm really happy. She's in good health and her foot's healing itself naturally, and that she can come to work with me tomorrow again, back to normal.
An injured echidna?
Oh, okay, all right. If you'd like to take a seat, I'll let Lisa know that you're here and she'll come out and have a look.
Okay, great, thank you.
Eddie the echidna has been rushed into the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH after being rescued from the wine cellar of a suburban home.
He was removed from the house, and when I took him out, I noticed some blood on my leather gloves, and that's why I've brought him here so he can have a checkup by a vet.
Hi, I'm Lisa.
I'm Susie.
Oh, beautiful echidna.
Yeah.
All right, bring him through. I can't remember the last time I treated an echidna. It's not very common that they come in here to SASH, so this is going to be a challenge. Okay, so let's get him out. Yeah, he's bleeding from the nose. I can see blood coming from Eddie's beak and my heart just drops. I'm really worried that this guy has got some serious injuries. He's got a bit of blood on his claws, but I think that's come from his beak.
Okay.
And there is a chance that he's got some fractures there.
It's really distressing to see an animal bleeding, and just a little guy like that, yeah, I just want him to be okay to go back out. So do you think it's likely to be superficial? Or?
It's hard to know. The only way that we'll be able to tell is to actually take an x-ray of him. And the only way we'll be able to get a good x-ray of him is to give him an anaesthetic. Eddie has potentially damaged one of the most important parts of his body. Now, if he has a broken beak and we can't repair it, he's not going to have any chance of survival. Just want to get some x-rays of this guy.
Oh my God, wow. Okay, an echidna.
Yeah, we don't see them often. He's bleeding from his beak, so we'll give him an anaesthetic. That way I can have a better look and we can take some x-rays and see if he's broken anything.
I know. Poor darling, he's bleeding quite a bit, isn't he?
We've got to work pretty quickly here because we're giving him an anaesthetic, which is risky, and he's bleeding quite a lot, and we've got to get to the bottom of it.
I'm totally hoping that he's going to be fine, that his x-rays come back all clear and that it's just a bit of superficial bleeding that can be stopped up and that he can go and be released tonight.
I'm really hoping that I don't see any broken bones in these x-rays. If I do, I don't think Eddie will stand a chance at surviving in the wild.
All right, so this is it. Eddie's future depends on this one. I'm looking for fractures, any breaks in the bones, any abnormalities. But at the moment, I can't really find any breaks, any areas where there are dislocations. And I think Eddie looks like he's in the clear.
Looks like Eddie's just had a nosebleed. The nose and beak of an echidna is a very vascular area, so any bump or knock can cause a lot of bleeding. I'm just really happy that there is nothing broken.
All right, Elise, so he is one lucky boy.
Great, good news.
And it looks like the bleeding has stopped as well, so that is great. Him lying so still has allowed the wound to clot, so hopefully now he's not going to rummage that nose into anything and start the bleeding up again, but I'm really happy that he hasn't got any permanent damage, and whatever is done should just heal up. Let's wake him up. I always get nervous at this part. And buddy, you wake up.
It's coming around now.
There you go, buddy. Hey, Eddie, you're a good boy.
Lisa can now share the results of Eddie's x-rays with the very anxious Susie.
Hi.
How'd it go?
Okay, so that's good news. Everything is fine.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Excellent.
It looks like it's just superficial.
Okay.
And he should be just fine for release.
Excellent. All right, that makes me feel so much better. Thank you. Alrighty, so you're happy for him to be released tonight?
I think it's much safer if you keep him overnight. That way you know for sure that that nose isn't going to start bleeding again.
Okay, great.
He's such a lucky boy. I mean, he could have had a broken jaw, and the fact that he's only got superficial wounds means that he can be released, and that just is the happy ending we all wanted for our very special visitor here at SASH.
Well, I'm absolutely stoked because he's going to be fine. So he's going back into the wild where he belongs, and it's happy days.
Good luck.
All right.
Hope it all goes well.
Yes, thank you very much.
See you, Eddie. Bye, buddy. Feel better. I could not have hoped for a better outcome for this little Aussie battler. He's back with Susie. Makes me so happy that he will stand a great chance to lead a long, healthy life in the wild where he belongs.
You are one lucky little guy. Let's go.
I'm Dr. Kate Adams, and welcome to Bondi Pet, a new destination for pet health and well-being. Our site is filled with everything to fulfill your pet's needs so that you can make healthy choices for your pets.